Next, let's make a model of the moon in the scene, and models of some of the little flowers in our grass. So let's first come to our orthodox past life picture. So the moon model doesn't look like a smooth, round moon. Teeth. Instead, it looks like a polygonal crescent. So we can use a cube here to complete. Making of moon. We can first create a cube, then shrink it and stretch it a little bit. Ctrl+A applies zoom. That's because it's itself a cube, so it has a piece-by-piece feel. Then we will edit it on this basis to become the crescent shape we want. Type. What to do? It's actually very simple. We directly enter its editing mode. Ctrl+R. Let's first click on the 3 lines. Then add the first set of vertices above. We can use qualitative points. Make them smaller. Then it will be the top point of our crescent moon. Also press the S key below to lock it smaller. Then move to the other side. You can rotate it a little bit, because the angle I want it to face. It's the part facing the moon behind us. Then the remaining points. We can all adjust it in turn. For example, the above point. We can rotate it a little bit. Zoom out a little. Then the lower points can also be rotated. Also shrink a little. So now it seems like. It feels like a crescent moon. We can continue to adjust. Let's continue to get stuck below. Control. Then adjust the position of our line. Make it look like the moon. Let's continue to shrink and rotate the top tip. We want it to go inward a little bit. At this point, we will continue to need a lot of structural lines. Or Ctrl+R to come and go to separate lines. The same is true below. Let's Ctrl+R divide some lines. Rotate the direction of the point. Then roughly put it in a position like this. A little further. If you feel that the shape of the moon is not particularly good when you adjust it, then I still recommend that you use annotation tools. You can first draw a picture that you like. For a better looking moon shape, should I draw one first? Then draw our model as you think. The relatively good looking model goes up. Just adjust it in this direction. It will be more convenient for us to adjust. It's equivalent to having a reference picture, isn't it? The top should be lower. Then we use Ctrl+R to continue getting stuck. Its location. We could all use a little tweaking. Rotate. Then go to Ctrl+R to divide the line. It doesn't need to be divided too much. We still want to keep it. Some of it is like this. Feelings one after another. Still have to make it a little bit. The effect of a feeling one by one. Okay, we just want an effect like this as a whole. Reference line behind. We can press the Control key. Use annotation tools. Just press the Control key to erase it. Adjust it a little bit. Make it look better. Okay, so if this is the case, this is how our moon was made. It looks like this overall. So there are some places. We may need to zoom out a bit on the y-axis. For example, here you can use the Out key to select SY zoom out. The next circle is also SY shrinking. SY will shrink in the next circle, right? Feeling better now. In fact, it's back. We can also zoom out a little bit. Make it wider in the middle, then the back of it. We can all use a little. Make it smaller. See how it works. Doesn't it look better? We just want a moon effect like this. S-zoom in slightly. Let's move it back a little bit. As for the angle, we can turn it a little bit, because the direction of our final framing. Probably in a diagonal direction. So our moon is probably in the upper left corner. It's such a location. In this case, Let's deal with this moon first. Well, except for the moon. There are also some small flowers on our screen. There are also some small details. For example, we will have the feeling of some small dandelions swinging around. That dandelion has a small ball of latitude and longitude on its head, just a sphere. After we create a new latitude and longitude sphere, go to the settings bar in the lower left corner of it. We restore its segmentation to 32. Okay, then let's zoom out a little bit. Right-click and select Auto Smooth Left Color. Sorry, is this Smooth Left Color? Right? Smooth Left Color. It is used as the top of our male star. Small ball. We can make it a little bigger and move it outward. Okay, so besides having such a small ball, we also need it to have the energy of a public hero. In other words, it feels like a night mirror. Put the cursor over and we will create a cylinder. Let's try to make it smaller. SZ is slightly stretched. Come as a mirror for our dandelion. Painting mirror. Then it will have a little swaying effect. Swinging effect. When we were doing animation behind the scenes, we can do this through bones. Words now. We don't have to think about it so much first. Let's make the model first. So I want to shake it left and right. Very soft effect. Then we need to give the middle of the original. Go to Control. Go and divide more lines. If it only has. If there is a line. It can't produce that very soft feeling. Now the main body of the dandelion is completed. Then let's make some leaves. For leaves, I still use spheres here. Because normal leaves should look like thin slices. Then what we have here is actually the effect of being inferior to others. So you can't feel its thickness. I just use a sphere here. What are the benefits of using a sphere? I look at it from any angle. They all have leaves like that. So it will look better. Then we can select its top and bottom points. After selecting these 2 points, let's as Z go zoom. Just pull it into a cone shape, like leaves. But if I pull it directly like this, it definitely won't have that effect. So we need to enable our fall-off boundary. We can change the attenuation type to sudden. Try it. SZ is enlarged a little bit. We can narrow the aperture. Let's take a look. Not particularly comfortable. Let's change it to sharp and take a look. Let's make our aperture a little bit wider. Good. We just need a look like this. A bit too big. Let's zoom out a little bit. Control-A applies zoom. In this case, we have completed its leaves. You can rotate it a little bit. Just put it at the base of our flower. We made it with cylinders. Use this sphere to make leaves. It means you look at it from any angle. It all feels round and round, right? So it seems to have a very cute feeling, isn't it? So if you are using a thin slice, you turn to a certain angle, it becomes a piece. Good. So we can zoom in a little bit. Then we copy one to the other side. Rotate it. Zoom in a little more. In the later stage, Xiaoya will also have some animations. So when we talk about animation, let's talk about it again. Ignore it for now. Then we move to the side. Let's copy a small leaf again. It could be slightly smaller. Let's slightly change the angle of this leaf. It can bend a little. Just put it next to it. We can make it a little bit different in terms of angle position, because we are looking at it from an oblique angle. So where we place the leaves, we can do it ourselves for a while. Think about it. In addition, next to it there are some other sunflowers. Let's scale them down a little bit, down. Then we copy the 2 leaves over. You can rotate the angle of the leaves. Then we can copy 2 more leaves. Put it behind the screen. We can change the position a little bit. Let's turn the other leaf to the other side. Now on our little steps. There will be 2 dandelions. Then there will be some small leaves. I can have a little more dandelions. Put it behind us, and we can have another set. It could be a little smaller. 3 big, medium, and small. That would look more comfortable, isn't it? So besides that, our leaves and dandelions, we also need it in other places. For example, below we can add some. Let's copy them again. CVD CVZ we put. We can have a group next to the grass. The relationship between leaves and dandelions. It doesn't need to be completely corresponding, right? It can be separated a little to produce some new effects. Will be more interesting. Then let's copy some leaves. Can be placed in our. Next to this small ladder. The angle can be rotated slightly. When we rotate some objects, we can also use a rotation method. What is it? Double-click our R key. Double-clicking the R key causes a 3-dimensional upward rotation. Double-click R. You see, its direction is pointed toward us, so we can make it fall back a little bit. It's such an effect. Make it look richer. Then our little dandelions can be copied again. Can be a little smaller. You can come and set up a good place. Okay, let's Control A. If there is zoom, you have to apply it zoom. Right, there are some models where we apply scaling. It is zoomed without applying zoom. So you have to make some simple adjustments. Then we'd better put some small injustice words on the left side. Then we'd better find these 2 actors here. Let it be performed somewhere else. We're going to do something for it later. A simple animation. Allow it to produce an animation effect of swaying left and right. That will involve some settings of some bones. So now we are just setting up a scene. Put it on first. Then when we do the animation settings, what I suggest to everyone is that you only need to set up one group. This basic attack and condensation action will do the trick. Then you actually need to delete the rest. Delete it and copy it again. Then next time you copy, you can come and copy with the skeleton, because it already has Google Animations. Let's make a scene now. In the early stage, we can exercise our modeling capabilities a little bit, so I just follow the model. Then Materials and Google Animations. Let's talk about it in 3 stages. Okay, then next to our stairs, you can put 2 more grasses. Slightly. A little bit bigger. Now our scene looks very rich. Right? Can it be a little bigger? Very good. Some fighting heroes can be slightly larger. Let's see where else we need it. We can also put 2 on the place closest to us. Grass. Because it's very close to us. If you don't refine it, it's going to look like, right, it's going to be missing some details. You can also put 2 small grass blades. Then we can also copy it on the other side. RZ90. Stick it on this side. Isn't it? It will look much more comfortable. There's a little detail. We can adjust the details a little bit. For example, its direction is outward this side, complete with the other 2. Different. It feels pretty good now. Very good. Let's Control S to save our document. When we do it again, don't forget to save your file. Otherwise, you just sit there and do this for a while. The previous content has convinced me. Okay, except for the dandelions and the leaves of this grass. I still have some small petals. It's very simple for small petals. We still use spheres. Zoom out a little. Then you can flatten it a little bit. Make it look like a twist button. Then we save D. Y up a little. Let's zoom in a little bit. This little petal. It could be a little simpler. You can make it into 5 petals or 4 petals. Copy to this side. Then copy it to this side. Copy to this side again. Let's make these a little bigger. You can use our respective dots. Then zoom in at point S. We can make the inside one a little smaller. So we use the scaled object. Use Ctrl plus the A key to apply zoom. Now our little petals. Basically, this is the effect. Then they will later. No separate operations required. So our little petals. My suggestion is to put together. Pay attention to the combination here. Same as what we used before. The negative relationship is different. Negative subrelationship. Let's take a look. In itself, they are still single objects. It's just that they have a negative relationship. Then what I want to do next is a combination. Is that it is now 5 spheres. Let's choose it. After selecting, use the shortcut keys. Ctrl plus check key. This is Ctrl Z. After Ctrl Z, notice when I go to select it again, you will find that it is no longer 5 objects. Instead, it became an object, or you call it an object. Okay, it becomes a separate object. The advantage is that you can operate it. Of course, it's very convenient, because it only has one object. Just click on it, and you can do whatever you want. Its problem is also due to an object. If you want some object inside it, perform some individual operations. Then it will be relatively weak. For example, we can enter edit mode. Then select one of them to operate. Then you can put the mouse on one of the objects. Press the L key on your keyboard to select it individually. Otherwise, you can only select its point. What I turned on here is attenuation. It would be better if we move now. L. Then operate them individually. It's like this. Such small petals. We can copy 2 of them nearby. 2 small petals. We rotate its direction RZ by 45 degrees. A slight tilt would look better. Then we also have CVZ in the back position. CVD then CVZ at the back. You can also place some small petals. Go to CVD and copy CVZ to lock the Z axis. Then CVD CVZ is put here, CVD CV. Z. In this case, we are on the lawn. I place some pretty little petals. What about when we make materials later? You can make them have some different colors, right? There are some different colors. Then just let it produce some changes. Except for small petals like this. And some of our grass in this. And dandelions. What else can we add? Let's add it slowly. Then let's make the dandelion on the right slightly bigger. Okay, what else can be added? We can also add some to it. Relatively random. What does this look like? It feels like this smoke. You can also think of it as other flowers. Or maybe it's the feeling of some smoke. Make it feel like it's floating. We also use spheres to create. Right-click to use smooth left color. We can move the sphere slightly. We don't use spheres. Let's change it here. We would be better off using a cube. Flatten a little, then stretch it a little bit. Then we need some directions on it. Come to Ctrl R to subdivide it with some more lines. Trim and circumcise each side and wait once. This is the state now. Then we Ctrl 3 to make it have a table. Polygon subdivision. Let it have many sides. And then we can use what? Use substitution. We still use displacement and deformation. Let its surface produce some more random and irregular changes. Because we wanted to float like this. There is a feeling like this cloud and mist. It will be more fantastic. Okay, after adding our replacement, let's create a new texture for it. In this texture on the right, we can use cloud sequence. Then it is now such a result. It's because the intensity of replacement is too strong, right? Let's go back to the modifier. We change the intensity of its displacement to 0.1. Let's take a look. So the overall feeling of it. If it's like this, I think it's okay. Let's take a look at 0.2. 0.2 is also okay. Let's take a look. What can we do with our previous cube? Change it a little. Both ends are slightly pointed. You can also make the left and right sides slightly more pointed. It looks like this. I think it will be relatively better. Let it float in our above the sea of flowers, right? Heavy tree top. Let's copy CBD. Then zoom out a little. Then we can also rotate the direction to avoid them looking. There is a certain degree of repeatability. Then Control A, let's apply it again. It's zoom. As for smaller objects, if we use a displacement strength of 0.2, it will be a bit large. We can use 0.1. Make it a little bit weaker. Then we can use several other places. Copy it the same way. The angle can be changed. Then we can also move their positions a little bit. Later we can use some slightly lighter materials. Come and get it done. Then we can copy it slightly on the other side. If you think it still has some. It seems to be more repetitive. You can also edit its original cube. Give it a slight change. So then it won't look exactly the same. Okay, then we continue to copy. I copied both of them to the other side. If we can flip it over. RY 180. We put it here. We also made the RY 180 flip up and down, mainly to make it look. It would be better if there is no repetition. Then we go to the CBD and copy it to the back. We can flatten it a little bit. Make it a small square. You can make a smaller copy and rotate it. Also Samgar. Samgar can be flipped and rotated. Rotation in 3 dimensions. Then it is also needed later. Let's copy it to the back. Can be enlarged a little. Control A application release. We can also Samgar and then rotate. You can find an angle that you think is suitable. Right? Make it look a little more random. Okay, then the right rear side also needs some. On the back right side, we can put some smaller ones. Copy past 3D CPZ. Then it can be slightly thicker. You can put a small one for it. Come and do the previous one. Come and have a date, right? Then put it here. Make another small one. Then we also copy it too. Behind. Choose it to be slightly larger. So in this case, the top of our plant. I would go and float some more interesting ones. Lump-like effect. Later we will make some materials for it. It will look better. There will actually be some small details. Some other small details. I'm not going to use the model to do it. We can use some crayon strokes. Use crayons to draw on it. We can draw it with some crayons. Or some artistic drawing to draw some of its details. In fact, We can also put a little more on the vertical one. Later, you can make it random to produce some changes in position. Make it look more interesting. You can copy more. Big and small, let it have one. Some small changes. It will be a little more interesting. It will be more vivid. Let's continue copying. Then copy it externally. We rotate. It also has to rotate RR. Right? They're also very interesting. Then we also want some down below. Just put some. You don't need to be completely on the surface of the object. Can be a little further. It's like some effects floating near it. So if this is the case, the model part of our scene, basically, it's almost done. Then there should be a little Pikachu on his high platform. Then the model of Pikachu. We'll continue working on it when we come back next class.